Hello everyone, welcome to Hail and Moon Tarot. This is your weekly reading for Aries. How are you guys? Let's see what's going on here. Aries, anything goes, any aspect of your life. Aries. Right. We have Seven of Cups. Looks like there's some choices or an opportunity. Now this could have to do with homes or something financial. Yeah. So I do feel if there is a lack of money, or you're feeling left out in the cold in any way, I do feel it's an energy of taking control of a situation. I do see determination here. Yeah. Aries. Yeah, it's a little apprehension. Someone's looking at a situation here. Yeah, it's about interest or investing. So this could have to do with investing in a situation. It could be a little lack of money or some negative thinking, but I do feel that there's opportunity. It's a matter of determination. It's about taking control and being confident here. Someone else may not be as confident about investing in this situation, but there's at least interest. It has to do with timing too. It could have to do with timing. Tell me about this Page of Pentacles. Yeah, this is a person doing a lot of thinking. Someone sort of trapped in their head thoughts, thinking kind of negative energy. But it's also someone, especially if it comes to investing in a house, a home, a vehicle, money. I mean, it could be someone doing the same thing over and over again. Yeah, tell me more about the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups here. Yeah, so someone here is definitely frustrated, but it's also an energy of being disappointed. So there's some sort of disappointment or frustration. It's about being able to trust this situation. Yeah, there's a need for change. Some sort of change. Could have to do with moving, relocating. Some of you could be looking for a place to live and having a hard time, literally driving around and around looking. I do feel that there's options though. It's just a matter, especially if there's been some disappointment. It's really just the messages to get out of your head. But I feel like some of you, there's other things here going on. Tell me more about the Chariot. What is this all about? Yeah, so you have someone in a King of Swords energy. This is a person who's very analytical. If someone's swords up, they're a little skeptical. But you know what I feel? This is someone in their head, and I'm going to tell you what's happening. Someone's about to break free. They're going to get out of their head. Because it has to do with a person who is having some, like I say, trust issues and sort of disappointment. So either this person's either disappointed you or they have been before. But it really revolves around trusting. Trusting whether there's interest or it's something worth investing in. Could be a relationship situation, but there is actually a reason to celebrate here. There's going to be some change. So, yeah, there's going to be some change. This person's analyzing this. They're looking at it. This is someone who's a little afraid, especially if it's investing in a house, a home, moving in together, relocating. This is someone here is a little bit, they've had disappointment before. So, yeah, I feel this is just someone choosing wisely, analyzing. Like I say, their swords up. They've experienced this before. But I do think this is someone going to get out of their head because there's a lot of interest. Like I say, they're just sort of some negative thinking, and that's what people often do when they analyze. But this is someone going to put on the brakes, and I do think they're starting to feel more confident because of the Chariot, because it has to do with taking control of the situation. This is someone who doesn't like putting all their eggs in one basket. Now, if this is a relationship energy, it's also someone here analyzing whether the other person's actually interested. Period. This is often someone being a little judgmental. But one thing I'll tell you about a King of Swords, they can be very judgmental, but often they judge themselves a lot harsher. So I feel this is the person feeling this lack of negativity. This is someone feeling a little bit lonely. Let's have a look at the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, it's a person, like I say, it's someone who's going to break free. They're going to get out of their head, planning, preparing. They're now looking at this in a more positive way. This is all about goals, and it's what somebody hopes to achieve. So they're achieving this. They're getting out of their head. But this is somebody here looking what the other person here has achieved. So they actually feel really good. And I also feel this is someone's pride maybe got in the way. Maybe they felt they couldn't provide enough, or felt the other person couldn't provide anything. It's just really negative thinking, and they are breaking free from this. Yeah, so someone who is protecting their money, maybe their heart, see, not wanting to budge and give in because they're looking at it. But it has to do with someone also following through. Someone here may not have followed through on something because they kind of got themselves stuck in their head. It's just the thoughts running in their head. But it's definitely someone who doesn't want to make the same mistakes they've made before. Investing in something and then it doesn't pay off, whether it be a relationship or something financial. To me, it looks like a house, a home, a car or a, relationship. But it has to do with goals and what this person's hoping to achieve. Like they're looking at this. And that's why I feel they're breaking free. They're seeing, being determined to achieve goals. So if you've achieved some goals and this person's seeing this, they're like, okay, I get it. See, now they see opportunity where they didn't before. Yeah, this is someone who kind of procrastinates, but they know a good thing generally when they see it. But this is somebody who likely went into a situation that didn't pay off at some point. But they are just a person who has a tendency to get stuck in their head. Yeah, they're just being cautious, playing it safe. It's just a person rethinking everything. And they are judgmental, but I feel this is someone who actually, there is a judgment, maybe someone judging, thinking that you lack or that you didn't have any money. Maybe you were interested in them because of what they could provide. But to be honest, this is someone who's judging themselves pretty harshly right now. Yeah, see, they're just being cautious, being careful. They're very interested. Like there's a lot of curiosity. It's a matter of learning, trying to learn something. Yeah, see, they're looking at all the details carefully. Very particular. Definitely a person who's a little cautious and apprehensive, but I feel this is someone who's now really hoping for the best because they're learning something about this. See, there's options and opportunities here. Yeah, they know a good thing when they see it. It's just somebody who has to rethink everything over and over. Yeah, this could have to do with work. But this is someone who's a bit of a perfectionist. Practice makes perfect. No one's perfect either. That's another. See, this person's it's just a person who has a tendency to be quite judgmental of things. And likely because they've been deceived before. See, they're kind of looking at this. It's like their mind's playing tricks. Yeah, I think it's just a person who's had disappointment. Now, if you've been disappointed, this person is judging themselves because of this. Tell me about the Five of Swords. We'll just look at that. Yeah, this is someone a little guarded, very careful what they believe. See, it's playing it safe, cautious. They're kind of keeping everything to themselves, protecting themselves, their heart, their money. It all depends on the situation. But let's have a look at this Page of Swords again. Yeah, see, it's an energy of someone who sees what someone brings to the table. This is somebody who's got skills. Look at that. See, this is something to do with work. Someone who has a lot of skills. They're very capable. They're also looking at the things you may have in common, like compatibility. But it's all about going down this path. See, it's about two people who complement each other. See, they bring their skills to the table and they build something. So this person's really getting it here. Whether it's a relationship, a work situation, but they now really do see the opportunity. Yeah, I do think this is someone who's very interested. They're more and more curious. You've definitely got their attention. Tell me about the King of Swords. Yeah, see, they're looking at things in different perspectives. This is just somebody who goes through this process. It's the way someone thinks, the way they process information. They often have to kind of pull back and put on the brakes and look at things in every way before they can make a decision. And it looks like Yeah, see, they try to be fair, but see, regardless of this, they actually try to be fair. They are seeing harmony now where they didn't before. See, balancing. It could have to do with money, finances, balancing a budget, but it's generally someone who tries to be fair. Yes. Oh, somebody here wasn't fair. They have some regrets. But it's also someone who regrets investing in a situation before that didn't pay off, where there was deception or mind games or some kind of manipulation even. So it really is about trusting and letting their guard down, see? Very guarded energy, Seven of Wands. It's often someone who pushes somebody away, you see, because they have a hard time trusting it. But this person has regrets here. Yeah, somebody in the King of Swords energy. What else do I see? I see Sagittarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Libra, Pisces. Remember what was under here. Yeah, pretty much all those signs are right there. Yeah, they're definitely, yeah, you can see this is somebody who has learned something. They've thought it through. So now this is someone who wants to learn more. See, they were trying to avoid a disaster, but they're being enlightened because they're now seeing something. They're seeing the truth, learning the truth. So I feel some of you have skills. You complement this person like you complement each other. You both bring something to the table. See, working together, teaming up. They see all the possibilities where they didn't see them. So they have regrets here. It's all based on unfounded fear. And it's likely because, like I say, someone who's been deceived before, maybe lost a lot of money. They may have worked very hard to get to a point in their life and then lost everything. But this is about planning, preparing, hoping for the best. So it has to do with pride too. This is someone, they're looking at things, recognizing, seeing opportunity. Someone who takes pride in all the things they do. This is somebody who takes pride, and I feel that's important to them. Yeah. See, tempering the passions. This is energy, someone, you know, feeling a little different, things kind of calming down a little, getting out of their head. They're applying the lessons they learned, but they're having that enlightenment. They see victory here. Yeah, they do see the potential. Working together, teaming up, partnering up, maybe even moving in together and living together for some of you. But it's all about harmony and being fair. And it's also, if it is a relationship, whether someone's really right for them or not. Again, kind of judgmental. Tell me more about Temperance. This is someone who felt something was off, see, and they were maybe having an off day or just an off week. Things weren't going well. Yeah, now feeling a little different. Oh, this definitely, I see emotional energy. Yeah, this is someone all up in their feels now. This is someone who kept all their feelings. See, they're protecting their heart, their money. Yeah, see, being careful, keeping it all in. Yeah, but now they're seeing things. This is someone who wants to go down this path. It's sort of like, well, what have I got to lose? Especially if somebody's already kind of lost everything. This person is, I do feel this is someone who's generally one of these overachiever people where they often set their goals really high and they judge themselves harsher than they actually judge other people. They just don't appear to be that way because this is a person who generally gets into their head. They have to sort it out in their head and look at it in every way possible. So it's just the process. Yeah, this is someone achieving some goals. I do think their pride got in the way. I do think this is someone now being humbled, especially if they judge you like you didn't have money or you weren't good enough financially. They're definitely humbled. Yeah. Wow. Tell me about this Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Yeah. So we have the Queen of Swords. So some of you may be in this energy, unless you're the masculine, but the Queen of Swords is also someone who's a little discerning. Their swords up. It's a person who also has some kind of experience. So, but because this is also that guard. And I think we have two people who need to let their guards down and let each other in. Especially if you're pushing each other away. I also see someone tempering their emotions and someone tempering their thoughts. getting out of their head. See, it's all about balance and harmony. But I feel like we have two people here. I definitely feel the energy of being able to communicate well, to speak clearly, to just say it like it is, and be able to see things from each other's perspective. Yeah, so some of you got someone here who's been keeping you hanging. So that could be an issue where some of you, this is often shows a decision needs to be made. And the decision here for the feminine, the masculine and feminine both have a decision to make. But someone's keeping someone hanging now. This could be another person. Or it could be just this person going through this. Yeah, it could be an apology coming in too. Often this is someone coming in to apologize. You know, they're being humbled. But I feel like as far as this goes, the Queen of Swords is someone having to make a decision, seeing things clearly, tempering your thoughts, your words. Yeah, playing it safe, being a little cautious, a little more careful maybe with choice of words. Yeah, how one communicates. But it is an energy of two people working together, building and going down this path. There's lots to learn. Now, some of you, this is just this... Somebody who wants to start something. It's about getting acquainted. There could be an acquaintance here. The Page of Cups could be another person because of this energy, but I feel like it's this person just overthinking. But for some of you, there's a choice here. So if you have someone who's keeping you hanging, you may decide to move on to avoid a disaster. Okay, seeing the light here. See, the Queen of Swords has experience. Somebody who keeps someone hanging too long often doesn't have their best interest at heart, or they're not really that interested. But this is a person who's interested and they're emotionally available. But it could be this person kind of changing too. So, but I do see choices. So, because there is an energy of 3 here. It's not super strong, just a couple of cards. So for some of you, there is someone keeping you hanging, and then you got this person here. Yeah. Saying to trust your intuition, your inner knowing. You already know the answers you're seeking. I feel this is someone who just kept it all in, didn't say anything, kept it to themselves. This is both of you. It has to do with privacy, somebody's private thoughts, what you're thinking. Yeah. These are just thoughts. So if you already kind of know, just sort of keep it to yourself. I feel like you know the answers regardless of a choice you're going to make. And if there is 2, you're going to choose the person I feel that you can communicate with. Someone where you can speak up and speak your mind. Yeah. Someone who puts in effort because they're interested, because they want to invest in this. Nice. But it's 2 people, I think, on the same page. I mean, communication styles look good here, where you can just speak up. But this is really the biggest energy, is 2 people both having to make a decision. See, it's about making maybe even judging someone. Maybe that's what you both were doing, not being, maybe both of you not being fair in some way. Yeah, but if you do have a person keeping you hanging and there is another person, you may see opportunity with this person, but there's things to learn. Like I say, getting acquainted. You may have someone you just got acquainted with. Or this is someone who wants to get reacquainted after a period of time. Yeah, take it as it resonates. But whoever this person is, like I say, they're generally someone who judges themselves a lot harsher than they judge other people. And they do try to be fair, but I do think they were originally kind of unfair. Someone who didn't come in right. See, someone maybe didn't come in right. Maybe they didn't. This is someone who maybe didn't communicate well. It looks like, yeah, actually, definitely someone who didn't communicate well, didn't know what to say, kept it all in. Yeah, this person may have been dealing with something personal. It may have had nothing to do with you. Nothing personal kind of energy. Ooh, I see what's coming out here. It's a person who definitely is in their feels now. Like I feel they didn't come in right. They come in with the Page of Cups. So it is this person. For most of you, it's this person with that energy. They didn't know what to say. Maybe made up an excuse. They were dealing with something personal, but it wasn't about you. See, nothing personal. That's what I feel. Yeah. This is somebody in an energy of lack. Yeah, it's a person made a bad decision. See, it's judgment, made a bad decision. They judged themselves rather harshly here. They're releasing and shedding all this energy. Yeah, out with all that negative. So this is some time in between. This is someone who's now learned something. And I do feel they're going to come towards you. They're coming in with a bit of a win or lose energy. Yeah, I feel this is somebody, I'm going to be honest, this person, because of something here that happened, I do think there was a loss of money, finances, there was deception. I feel it's somebody who kind of projected that on you. It was probably all happening around the same time. 7 of Pentacles here twice, the timing. Yeah, but I do think there's interest. And if you have another person coming in who's showing interest, this person knows they need to kind of make some kind of a move here. One more on the King of Swords and we'll wrap it up. What's this King of Swords up to? What do they want to know? Generally, this is someone who speaks truth. That's why I feel it. Someone should have probably told you the truth as to why they judged you this way or why they were in that energy. See, they made a bad decision. They weren't fair. And this is someone who's generally fair. I can see their energy. They're generally, someone who balances head and heart very well, but there's definitely a lot of regret. But this is often someone who's under a lot of stress, anxiety, because of another situation. Like I say, not repeating mistakes of the past. But I'm going to tell you, I think we've got 2 people here still thinking about each other. And I do think it's about harmony, getting acquainted or getting reacquainted. But if you've recently got acquainted with someone and they're not following through, this will be the person coming in. Yeah, tell me about this Ace of Swords energy. Yeah, see, as someone who sees clearly here, they see the bigger picture. I think both of you, this is going to be somebody who needed to clear something up too. See, to move on from a situation. Was somebody moving and relocating at this time? Some of you, or just moving on from it, because this looks like someone moving out. These are my moving out relocation cards. Tell me more about this King of Swords. Yeah, someone at a crossroads, time in between 2 worlds, neither here nor there. Feeling stress, a lot of anxiety. Whatever it is, it's over now. Oops, yeah, it's over. This is somebody who definitely was focused on their finances. There you go. So there's a lot more than meets the eye with this reading. This is why I like to lay out lots of clarifiers and not just sort of keep it to those basic energies of each card, because then it really only covers a few people. But this is really somebody who's put on the brakes. They're reassessing a situation. They're not proud of themselves. See, they're not proud of the way what they did, because this is somebody who usually prides themselves on being more kind and compassionate, emotionally available. It's possible they didn't come in that way. Maybe even, like I say, made up excuse. Often it's somebody who there's something embarrassing they don't want to talk about, or they just don't know how to say what they want to say. Yeah. So it's definitely someone who's left a situation behind. See, looking for something new. But yeah, it looks as though it was someone who's moved on, but they were at a crossroads, that time in between. To me, it looks like just really terrible timing. Yeah, this is someone searching for new. Yeah, oh, it was someone searching for a new home, a place to live, looking for new. I see. Someone moving on or relocating, looking for a new home. So there is opportunities here. During this time in between, someone may have moved and relocated too. This is someone who waits for things to calm down, though. See, get out of their head. So there's a lot been learned. But this is someone who sees the bigger picture, and I do feel this is someone who probably wasn't ready to put themselves out there. See, now they get it. Happy home, happy life. This is someone who also has to figure out what makes them happy, what fulfills them emotionally. I don't think this person's happy. I do think they're kind of lonely. I do think they think about this a lot, and I do think this is someone, well, they're lonely. I don't think it's so much of a lack of money. It's more like loneliness. They do focus on money, and I do feel they've achieved some goals. This is someone who takes pride in the fact that they can provide. I felt this person felt they couldn't provide anything, so their ego took a bit of a hit too. Take what resonates. I wish you guys the best, and we'll see you soon.